action. I just got done doing 15 rounds of boxing, and now we're going to go the distance in the NFL with the usual suspects. We got the Philly Rooster on. We got the 8-Ball, Matt from the College Kids. We got Gotham City Vig and Dave Mason from Bet Online. And again this week, Jimmy the Sheep Batista is MIA. He's having some technical difficulties. We'll see if we can get him on. But let's get right to work, man. Let's go down to Bet Online down there in Costa Rica. Dave Mason, game 451, 452 on your sports betting screen. Detroit versus Cleveland. Cleveland's been underperforming, all banged up, laying a big number here, 11.5 and 43.5 on the total against the Lions. Dave Mason, how are they betting this one? And is there any sharp money on the side or a total here?
Nothing too sharp yet here at Bet Online. The spread is pretty even, 55%. The early actions on the Lions, 71% is on the under.
Let's go to Philly Rooster first. Rooster, you going to fire on this game? Detroit against the fake Browns and the fraudulent Baker Mayfield?
Not a big play for me. I think the line's a little high. I think 10 was the right number. I mean, everybody's just completely given up on Detroit, but I just don't think Cleveland's that good. I think the line should be 10, small lean to the dog. But now that this total's crept down to 44, I'm kind of leaning over in this game. If this goes to 43.5, I'm definitely going to fire on the over.
I'm seeing some 43.5s out there. So let's go to 8-Ball next. 8-Ball, do you got an opinion on the side or a total here?
Nah, I really don't love this game at all, either side. I think Jared Goff is still questionable for this one, so maybe Saturday or Sunday I'll have something for this one.
Maddie from the College Kids, did you fire?
Didn't fire, but I lean the Lions, but nothing worth taking. I'm looking to fire on some of the rest of the games, though.
Let's go to Batman at Gotham City Vig. You've been on fire. Who do you like here?
My apologies. I need to change gears for 3 seconds. Just announced breaking news. Shohei Ohtani, AL MVP, plus 3,300, baby. Let's book it, baby.
You can't beat that.
Sorry, I had to let it out.
That's a great ticket, man. That's a great. When'd you bet that? Back in March?
I've been waiting for this to happen. I'm like, if they don't give this guy the MVP, I am never betting another future market MVP ever again in my life.
Did you bet it back in March or May? When'd you bet it?
What's that?
Did you bet it back in May? You bet it early,
I bet it back in March. He was a lot higher, but I wanted some more information. I bet it late March, plus 3,300 in a cash today. So it's a pretty cool feeling. We're also cheering in our big future on the UC playoffs. They've got a great shot, and we're going to really cheer them on, and hopefully they can make it. Sorry for the interruption. Back to the NFL, which everybody's listening to and stuff like that. Sorry,
it's all good, brother.
Cheer for a second. You know what's interesting is the Cleveland Browns defense plays much better at home, significantly better than they do on the road. They have way better adjusted sack rate percentage here. Detroit gives up a ton of sacks. Man, if Jared Goff doesn't play in this game, I don't know. I think Cleveland runs them out of the building. I think it's a huge thing. I think to see if Baker's going to play, but I like the backup quarterback in Cleveland. So I'm going to wait for an injury report here. I want to see if Jared Goff's playing. If he does not play in this game and this number keeps ticking down, this is going to be a Cleveland Browns play for me in this game.
Yeah, it looks like some sharp money's trying to get out in front of the market already. I mean, one of the sharper offshore books is at 11.5. And if they announce he's not playing, this game could go to 14. Let's go to the next game on the screen, 453, 454. 49ers shocked the world, beat the Rams, didn't shock us. Playing Jacksonville. Game's creeping up to that key number of 7, 6.5 painted across the screen. Bet online still hanging at 6 minus 15 cents. The total's at 45. Dave Mason, how are they betting this one?
The Jags at plus 7. 69% is on the under. Currently 45.
So you said they're taking some Jags money at plus 7?
Some sharp action took on Jags. The public's on the Niners, though.
Public's on the Niners. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to Rooster. Rooster, you like the Jags here? Plus 7? That's it.
I don't. I mean, obviously that's a numbers play. You're going to see sharp money anytime a key number hits. Somebody's going to pop in and take the 7. That's just the way it is. Now, if the game creeps up to 7 everywhere, all of a sudden that sharp money will stop. I like the Niners here. I laid 6 as soon as this game came out. The Jags are a total mess. The coach is way over his head. I think the Niners' record does not really show how good they are. I think they're better than 4-5. And I think they beat the Jags handily here. I'm laying 6 and 6.5.
Let me go to April. April, the 49ers have gotten healthy real fast, but the Jags have been playing some good football over the last 2 games. I mean, they hung in there with the Colts, and they beat Buffalo. So who do you like here? Are you taking the dog, or are you laying the favorite?
I don't really love a side here. I think both teams are playing their best football right now. I like the over 45 here. I think San Fran's going to be able to move the ball against Jacksonville. Jacksonville's prone to turnovers. Trevor Lawrence, I think he has, in the teens right now, his turnover. So I think the over is the play here. I think Jacksonville will be able to score their points late. I think the over 45 is a good number.
Let me go to 8-ball from the. Let me go to Matty from the College Kids. Matt, who do you like here?
I might take the +7 on a numbers grab, but nothing serious here. So that's about it. Jags +7 if it gets there for a small position.
Batman, with the public watching San Francisco demolish the Rams last week. I mean, you're going to expect a lot of public money on the 49ers, aren't you? And who do you like?
Yeah, and I think this line might go up, to be honest with you, by Sunday. I'm going to kind of let this shape a little bit this week. If it gets to 7.5 or higher, it's going to be a numbers grab for me at Jacksonville. I mean, San Francisco is metrically better in every category. We don't have to go over that. We all know that here, in this era. But I'll tell you what, man, Jimmy G does not like pressure, and he didn't get any last week. I think you're going to see the Jags blitz him a lot in this game. I think it'll be I think if Jacksonville covers, it's going to be a later cover in the fourth quarter when kind of San Francisco plays a little soft cover too. Man, they had a huge emotional win this week. I don't love it, but we'll see. If it gets 7.5 or 8, I think it's got to be a Jacksonville small play. It's 6. I think Rooster got a great line, and I got no problem with -6. But it's 7.5. I think it's Jags.
All right, let's go to the next game on the screen, 455, 456. The Colts all of a sudden are in the playoff hunt. Buffalo, a little underperforming, even though they do have one of the best defenses in the NFL this year. Game's up to 7.5 in some shops. At BetOnline, it's 7 -15. The total's up to 50. Dave Mason from BetOnline, how are they betting this one?
Colts, not 61% of the early actions on the Colts. Nothing sharp yet. 54% on the under. Currently 50.
Let me go to 8-ball first. 8-ball. Do you think the Colts got a chance of winning this game outright, or do you think Buffalo's going to blow them out?
I really like the Colts here. I do think they can win outright. Buffalo's dealing with a lot of injuries. The right tackle's out Sunday. I think they have the perfect formula to win this game, run the ball, play solid defense, keep Josh Allen off the field. I think they definitely cover, and I think they might win this one outright.
Maddie from the College Kids, do you agree or disagree?
I disagree. I think this matchup for the Bills is a great matchup. I mean, we've seen Indy's past defense. They struggled against Mike White. They struggled against some of these other guys. I think they're going to struggle against Josh Allen, and I do think Indy's going to be able to put up some points as well. So I do like the over as well.
Rooster, who do you like here?
I like the Colts a lot. I'm with 8-ball on this one. I mean, Bills are banged up. Colts are playing their best football. Wentz actually looks good. The Bills, there's kind of a roadmap for the Bills now. I do like the Bills overall, but the top of that division, I don't know. I just really like the Colts here. I think this is a good spot for them. Wentz is playing good. And I think the Bills continue to come down to reality.
We go to Batman. Batman, seems like the Colts are a little bit of the healthier team here against Buffalo. In Buffalo, who do you like?
I think I want to know if Xavier Rhodes is playing in this game. I think Xavier Rhodes needs to guard Diggs because Diggs owns the Indianapolis Colts. Every year, all you got to do is look back at the past history performance, right? He has to play because if you look at their pass and pass DVOA, they're 23rd in pass DVOA, right? The Indianapolis Colts are. Obviously, that's not good. They absolutely have to have Xavier Rhodes. If he plays and he can match up with Stephon Diggs, then I actually kind of like the Colts plus the 7. Milano possibly being out, Edwards, their other linebacker, Star Lotulelei. Those are big-time injuries. And now the right guard, another offensive lineman, I think, today. If those guys all don't play, man, and Xavier Rhodes plays, Indy plus 7 might become a monster this week.
Yeah, especially if you add the fact if the weather picks up, if it's real windy, Indy can really run the ball. And it kind of changes the dynamic of that game if it gets real windy. All right, let's go next game on the screen. Miami travels to New York, game 457, 458. Miami's looking pretty good. Line 2.5, 3 at Better Lines 3 -20 and 44.5. Dave Mason, how are they betting this one?
The Finns, it's pretty lopsided. 79% of the early actions on the Dolphins. 85% is on the under 44.5. Nothing real sharp as of yet.
Let me go to 8 Ball first. 8 Ball, I know you like a side here. Pretty big. You want to let everyone know who you're on this week?
I like the Miami Dolphins here. We took them at 2.5 when it opened. The defense is playing really well. They played well against Buffalo. They were in that game until late fourth quarter. Last week, you saw what they did to that Ravens offense. I think the defense is starting to mirror what they were last year, rounding into form. And they're going against a statue this week in Joe Flacco. So I definitely think they're right side here.
Rooster, you love Joe Flacco, don't you?
I used to. That dude could throw a missile back in the day.
He made us a lot of money back there. I'll tell you that much.
But guess what? I'm with 8 Ball here. I hate to keep agreeing with 8 Ball. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. But this is an easy one. At -2.5, it was absolute gold. I'll lay 3 -30. Still, I like the Dolphins here a lot.
Let me go to Batman. Gotham City Vic. Do you agree or you got some opposition?
The Miami Dolphins are a blitz-heavy team, right? And, with being a blitz-heavy team, you got to kind of look at the O-line and stuff like that. The New York Jets offensive line has given up 25 sacks this year for a 6.7% adjusted sack rate. Miami's coming in this game. Joe Flacco's a statue. They have to come after him. I think that this is one of those times where the public might kind of win a game with the Sharps a little bit, where the Sharps and the public align in the Miami Dolphins. Man, I think the Dolphins at -2.5 is the right side. I know that we should play the Jets on the opposite side, but dude, Joe Flacco playing, he can't move, no run game. I like the Dolphins.
Maddie from the College Kids.
Yeah, I agree with that, everything you said. Miami, the blitz team, and the Jets. They have Tucker. He's was limited in practice. I don't know if he's going to play. We'll see. It's going to be tough. I can't take the Jets here. I hate taking the Jets. Burn me every time, but I lean Miami -2.5.
Let's go to the next game on the screen. Washington, with that big victory last week as a double-digit dog to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Shocked the world. They're playing Carolina now. Line opened up 2. It's up to 3.5. Bet online 3.5. Even money. Total's at 43. Is there any sharp money on a side or a total here, Dave? Okay. There we go.
10.
I'm sorry. We had you on mute there. My fault. What was that, Dave?
Nothing sharp. The public's on WFT and the under 63% on each.
Wow.
Public all over Washington after that big win. Let me go to Rooster. Rooster. What do you like here?
This is a garbage game for me. I gun to my head, I'm betting Washington only because and I know you did too, Philly Godfather. We both have futures on this team, and they just have not performed anywhere near where their talent says it should. Their defense is getting a little healthier. I think this is going to be a close game. The line's probably right on a neutral field. They're about even. But if I can grab 3.5 on a game like this, I would take it, but nothing big for sure.
You know what's crazy about that future? I never felt better about a 70-1 long shot in my life.
I agree.
And April, me and April were going back and forth, and he's like, Pop, have you lost your mind the whole time? And he was 100% right. Because that defense blows. I was like, but they're 70-1. Oh, man, I got to admit, I was wrong on them. Let me go to 8 Ball next. 8 Ball, I think you got a different opinion on this one, right?
I like Carolina this one. I actually like them first half. I think they're the stronger team, the healthier team. I think Sheriff left last game, the right guard for the Redskins, their best offensive lineman, left last game. I don't know if he's playing this one. They lost Chase Young for the year. I think Cam Newton's going to give them a lot, motivation to play for this week. He's a difference maker in the locker room. And as you saw on the field last week, he scored 2 touchdowns. When you get him in the red zone, the goal line, he's an automatic 7. I like Carolina at home this week. I like them first half even more.
Yeah, they were struggling in the red zone a lot. The red zone efficiency was kind of weak with Darnold there. I think Cam brings a different dynamic to this team. Let me go to Maddie from the College Kids. Maddie, who do you like here?
Yeah, I think Newton's a big upgrade for the red zone for this team, as you just said. And I think that defense is going to be coming after Washington's O-line, especially with what 8 Ball said, injured O-line. And I think Carolina is just a better team at this time in general, I like Carolina minus the 3.
Batman, now that it's crossed through that key number of 3, who are you on?
So I bet Carolina big when they were minus 2.5. The defensive injuries this week for Washington Redskins is significant. They have 8 questionable guys out of that defensive side that may not play in this game. And people got to forget, man, their best player, their heart and soul is gone. That dude is the best defensive player maybe in the NFL, but now he's getting double teamed. And now you're telling me Carolina doesn't have to double team a guy on the other side? No Montez Sweat, and now their other best player's gone? Christian McCaffrey's going to have a monster day. They're way healthier. Cam Newton gives them moxie. He gives them energy. Those dudes love Cam Newton. The opponent yards per play here, Carolina 280, Washington 376. Let's talk about points for the season. Carolina's plus 12, Washington's minus 61. The DVOA for Carolina 3, Washington 27th in DVOA and defense. Carolina's going to beat them up, man. 2.5, minus 3 all day. Sign me up.
I like it. I like Carolina as well. Let's go to the next game on the screen, 461, 462. Baltimore versus Chicago. This line seems a little hot. It came out a little high. It's dropping. I see it down to 4.5 at BetOnline and 44.5. Lamar Jackson, last couple of days, a little sick with something. They don't know what it is, the flu or something. I don't know what it is. But let me go to Dave Mason. Dave, it looks like there's some sharp money on the Bears here. Is that true?
Yep, absolutely. Took some sharp action on the Bears, around plus 6. Public's on the other side. Ravens, about 70% of the early actions on the Ravens, 54% on the under.
Let me go to Rooster first. Rooster, Bears money line? Money line.
Love the Bears in this spot. At home, Lamar Jackson's not feeling good. They're not even saying what it is, just an illness. I don't know what that means. It probably means nothing, but there's a roadmap to beat this guy anyway. I think the Bears defense is going to be able to contain him. You're not going to stop him. He's going to get his running yards, but at home, getting 5.5, I'm on the Bears here. And just to say, I got a couple guys messaged in to what I'm drinking tonight. This is a Orange Swift out of California. It's called Machete. And I'm telling you, this is my highest recommendation of the season so far, if you can get a hold of a bottle. I know, Batman, you drink a little wine. Orange Hatch Machete. Absolutely outstanding.
I love it. And just so you know, I matched you tonight, my man. Now,
We got the one battle going on.
Some deeper stuff tonight, but we won't talk about that.
Let me go to Batman. We always say points are for pussies, and do we need the points in this one here with the Bears?
Man, I'll tell you what. Khalil Mack's supposed to play. Akeem Hicks is trending to play. How about this? When do you think's the last time in Week 11 that the Baltimore Ravens had 18 sacks? I mean, has that ever happened since I've been watching the NFL? There's no way, right?
The defense is weak this year. Pass rush, anyway.
It's not even a Baltimore Ravens defense I recognize. It's incredible. I really like Chicago here. I bet it at 6 when it came out, and I tickled the money line too as well with all the boys. I think it's a great bet.
Let me go to Matty from the college kids. Matt, you like the money line? You taking the points? Who do you like here?
I don't know about the money line, but I do like the points. I like the plus 5. You can get it. Money line, it's going to be tough. I mean, this Ravens team, they can run the ball so well. And although Chicago's, their defensive players are returning or should return, they haven't been that great this year, but we'll see. I think Chicago covers the number. I think they have a shot to win. I'm just not I don't like them. I don't like the money line this week. I like the points.
Scared, huh? Let me go to April. April, who do you like?
I like Chicago here. I mean, unless Lamar Jackson has one of those MVP type performances, I really think Chicago can win this one outright at home. The defense is starting to round into form. Lamar has been out sick. We don't know what that is. But I like Chicago here with the points.
Yeah, I'm on the Bears as well. All right, let's go next game. This is a very interesting game. The Saints should have beat the Titans last week. If it wasn't for that bullshit flag on that interception and then that fumble, But the Titans keep winning. Saints, one of the best defenses in football. Now they got to come to Philly, who's been playing some pretty good football. Line opened up a pick. I think it's up to 2 and a bunch of shops. Bet online currently 1.5 minus 18 cents and 43. Dave Mason, is there some sharp money on the Eagles?
Not with us, there isn't. Not with us, no. As far as the public, 56% on the Saints, and the overs, the total's 50-50.
We'll go to Rooster first. Rooster, Saints are really good on the road at covering the spread. Do they cover this week? Do they win this game outright, or do the Eagles keep rolling?
Well, so far this year, I've given out one mortal lock, and unfortunately, I had to spank Batman with it going against my tooth. I didn't enjoy that part of it, but I did enjoy the mortal lock winning easy. And here is my second one. If this game gets up to 3, I am going to unload on the Eagles or on the Saints as much as this line is completely wrong. The Eagles are terrible. They beat a horrible Denver team and the Detroit Lions, and all of a sudden, everybody you see on TV is all over the Eagles. The Eagles are terrible. They're just overmatched. This coach is planting flowers or something. I don't know what he's doing. The Saints are going to spank the Eagles this week. This is an easy one, guys. I will take 2 if I have to. I'm going to wait for all this money to come in on the Eagles, and I'm going to bury the Saints.
I miss those days when you used to call me up and start screaming, "Open fucking order! Open fucking order!"
This is going to be one.
It's going to be 8-ball. Do you agree? Who do you like here?
I agree with Rooster here. I mean, if you look at the way the Eagles have won the last couple games, they ran against Detroit, they ran against the Chargers, and they ran against the Broncos. Well, against this Saints run defense, they're not going to be able to run the ball. The ball's going to be in Jalen Hurts' hands, and obviously, with his pass attempts going down each week, they don't have that confidence in him. So I think he's going to struggle. I think getting points with the Saints here is a steal.
We go to Maddie from the College Kids. Who do you like?
Well, the last 3 games, the Eagles have been performing well, but that's against teams that cannot stop the run. All 3 of those teams, Chargers, Broncos, all 3 of those teams are below average in opponent yards per rush. This Saints team is number 1 in the NFL. I'm taking the Saints money line and the Saints with the points. Jalen Hurts is going to have that ball in his hands. He's going to have to throw that ball, and he's going to be prone to some turnovers this week.
Batman?
Yeah, baby.
You ready to fire?
Yeah, of the glorious weekend of the greatest of my life, Rooster had to point out the one spot that I made a small under adjustment on. to be honest, after the first drive, a couple of friends were sitting next to me and they're like, "Well, you've won every game. You're not going to win this one." I'm like, not a chance. I had to live bet the Chiefs last week to just come down just a little bit. That was terrible.
Yeah, but to your credit, Rooster bets the Chiefs every week for like the last 3 years.
Well,
he's gonna get one right.
He was so on the right side. I mean, you could tell after the first drive. We'll get to the Raiders in a little bit, but you could see that they didn't have the same game plan that John Gruden played against them. I mean, John Gruden went in, I think it was last year, to the Kansas City Chiefs, and didn't they win like 35-32 or something? That was like his big shining moment. It was either last year or the year before, and they metrically played offense really well against the Chiefs. They were terrible last Sunday. That was awful. That was bad. I felt bad for Derek Carr because he's such a better performer than that. But kudos to the Chiefs and Rooster, 100%. A couple things jump out at me quite a bit. I really, really studied this game because I knew you boys from Philly would be really looking at this. Opponent yards per play, okay? On the road, the Saints are 294 yards, opponent yards per play. That is unbelievable on the road in the NFL. At home, the Philadelphia Eagles, if you can believe this, give up 405 yards, opponent yards per play. That's insane. I mean, now you have a Saints team that has great defense. Metrics here match up. They're number 1 in rush DVOA, just like the boys said earlier. Their D-line is number 1. They're going to put pressure on there. The thing that shocked me the most was the Philly DVOA defensive line is ranked 27th in the NFL. and that's not good. And if you give those, the quarterback that's playing for the Saints back there, Trevor Siemian, some time, you don't want to do that. I mean, he throws it really accurately. He just needs some time. This is what I did in this game. I bet the Saints at +2. I bet them if they get to +3, it's going to be Gothalinium. I bet the Saints -6 +250 for an alternate line. I think they smash the Philadelphia Eagles this week.
Big ball alert. Big balls, Batman. Big -6. Wow. I know Dave Mason at Better Lines has been getting some big action down there. Are you getting big action on the next game on the screen? Houston at Tennessee?
Yeah, it's decent. Not a ton yet, but it's decent, above average compared to the rest of the games, I'd say. Texans had the majority of the bets. Texans 61%, 69% on the under. We did see some sharp action on under 46.
Let's go to Rooster.
And Houston plus, yeah, but Houston plus 10.5 as well.
So there's sharp money on the Texans, huh? Wow.
Yeah, plus 10.5, minus 110. It's minus 122. So.
Shit. Rooster, Tennessee's got to lose eventually. I mean, they're beating everybody. Do they lose this bad team? Do they cover the spread? How's this game going to play out?
I'm waiting for that as well. I think the Titans have grabbed a couple games they had absolutely no business winning. I could think of 3 right off the top of my head. But in this particular spot, I don't think this is a game they lose. I mean, they're at home. They're still running the ball effectively, which is amazing without Derrick Henry. I thought that was going to have a much bigger impact on this team. And the Texans just can't get out of their own way. I mean, I'm not laying 10 on this game. I hate laying double digits in the NFL, and my theory has proved to be correct over the last 3 weeks. I mean, these double-digit favorites are going down left and right. But I don't think this is one of those cases. Generally, when those double-digit favorites have been going down, it's on the road. These guys are at home. They're comfortable at home. They got a couple big games coming up. There is a possibility that they overlook this team. But generally, like I said, at home, you're safe with a double-digit favorite. But it's a no bet for me either way.
Let me go to 8-ball. 8-ball. Do you like the favorite or the dog?
I like the Texans plus 10.5 here. I mean, the Titans, they keep losing box scores. The statistics say they should be losing some of these games. They're finding ways to win. I don't think they can keep, reproducing, what they're doing. I like the Texans plus 10.5 here. It's a division game. I think they know each other very well. That's about it.
Maddie from the College Kids. Who do you like?
Yeah, it's a division game. Getting 10.5, Houston. I like Houston with the 10.5. Houston's coming off a bye week. I think it's a little bit of a letdown spot for Tennessee. I mean, they got some injuries too. Nate Davis, Bud Dupree. Some of these guys did not practice. So I think Houston has a shot here to cover the spread.
Batman, I heard Urban Meyer has been banned from every strip joint in Tennessee. So I think the Jags are going to they're going to cover. All right, let's go back to Houston. Houston here. What the hell am I talking? I'm drinking too much. Houston, who do you like here? I was looking at the Jags line and it's moving. I'm like, come on, I want to jump on +7.
This is why we do this live. This is great. The best part of the day, I'm working. I'm out of my mind. I'm so stressed, and all of a sudden I see this video come across, and here you are in John Travolta with your hips moving more than they ever have in my life. Your life that I've ever seen.
No one's fucking. I'm about to bet this fucking Jags line real quick. I'm fucking stuck on the Jags. Guys, you like the Texans or you like Tennessee?
That's great.
Who needs Batman when you got this?
I got you. The Houston Texans plus 10. I'm with Matty here, and I'm with 8-ball. The injuries on the defensive side here for Tennessee have got to be concerning here. They have 7 guys that are extremely questionable in this defensive side. They got the Patriots next week, man. That's their Super Bowl. That's their coach's Super Bowl. I love the Texans at 10.5. I think it's the right side.
You think the Texans got a chance to win outright?
I don't know about outright, man. Tennessee has been beating this metrically number. We're all, we love stats, and make it part of our life. They're the team that's outperformed these stats week in and week out. It's insane. I mean, they are literally in the middle of the pack in almost every offensive category except rush attempts. It's insane.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next game on the screen. I was just betting something. Green Bay at Minnesota in the Dome. Dave Mason from Bet Online. How they betting this one?
Packers, 65% on the Packers, and 67% on the under. Nothing too sharp yet.
Rooster, who do you like here?
Give me some Minnesota at home. Now, Minnesota is the exact opposite of Tennessee. Minnesota, they should have 3 more wins than they had. One was a field goal that I still can't believe that kicker missed against Arizona. And it just goes on and on. This team is really good, and they're really good at home. The Packers, on the other hand, they lost a week. Aaron Rodgers was out. Aaron comes back last week. It took, the officials were wearing Packers jerseys in that game. I don't even know what the hell happened there. But I like the Vikings here at home, and I think they win this game handily. I like them on the money line, plus the points, the whole deal.
Wow, let me go to 8 Ball. 8 Ball, you think Aaron Rodgers can win this game, or you think Kirk Cousins, who's having an unbelievable season, gets a job?
I like the Vikings here. I mean, Kirk Cousins playing out of his mind right now. 16 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. This Vikings team may be the best 4-5 team I've ever seen.
Yep.
They should have a lot more wins on the season. They should be around 7-3. I think they're a better team than Green Bay, offensively through defense, especially with the way Cousins is playing. I like them here at home.
Maddie from the College Kids, who do you like?
This is a very, very tough game for me. And it's always hard betting against Aaron Rodgers, but I agree with those guys. I mean, Minnesota, I think, has to be the play, especially if the line goes further. I mean, goes back up a little bit. But even at, 2, 1.5, I think Minnesota might win this game.
Let's go to Batman. Batman, who do you like?
I love the Vikings. This is my favorite game of the week. All day. This is my biggest bet of the week. I know we're betting against Aaron Rodgers. I get it. They have metrically performed since the first week. Number one, they're due for regression if you believe in percentages, right? Number one. Number two, Minnesota has only given up 12 sacks on offense this year. 12. I couldn't believe it when I looked at all these numbers. That is number one in the NFL. They have a 3.8% adjusted sack rate percentage on the offensive line. That is insanity. Through these weeks, they're that good playing this schedule. That's incredible. That's why Kirk Cousins is playing so well. He's also really good against the blitz. The other thing we got to look at is the game's at 1 o'clock. It's not at 8 o'clock at night when Kirk Cousins can't get a W in prime time. I absolutely love the Minnesota Vikings. I know you don't like it when I do this, but this is what I got to do. Plus the 3 Minnesota Vikings money line. You better believe I bet that alternate money line of Minnesota -6 plus 350 all day
Fucking
long.
fire. He's unloading. You got an opinion on the total? Total's down to 47.
Nope. I love Minnesota so much. I don't care if it's 7-0 and I cover the alternate spread or if it's 45-20. Minnesota's got it. Let's go.
I got to stay focused. I just got done firing my phone. Next game on the screen, Cincinnati travels to Las Vegas. It'll be a tough one. Game opened up a pick. Now the Bengals are -1 at BetOnline. Still at a pick. A lot of the other shops are still -1. Totals up to 50.5. Dave Mason, how are they betting this one?
Yeah, it's pretty choppy. 55% on the Bengals. Total's getting bet over. 89% on the over.
Rooster, you going with Vegas or do you like the Bengals here?
This is another garbage game for me. I'm not going to end up with a big position either way. I do lean Bengals. I just think the Raiders are a complete and total mess. That building has imploded. I mean, like I said last week, you got guys, driving 150 miles an hour, smashing things up. It's a total disaster in Vegas right now. And it's a shame because I want there to be a great team in Vegas. I spend a lot of time in Vegas. But
You used to live out there. You used to have a house out there, right?
Yeah, 15 years. And, this is not it. They messed up their whole, Gruden getting canceled. Really, they set them back at least 5 years, maybe 10 years. But I'm going to be looking to fade the Raiders the rest of this year. I lean Cincinnati here. I'm not a huge Cincinnati fan, believe me. And I know it's on the road, but I lean Cincinnati.
I know, 8 Ball, you got a strong opinion on this game. Who do you like?
I love the Bengals here. I mean, I think they're the better team, top to bottom. I also think this is their chance to take back the division. I think they're half a game out from first place here. They're coming off a bye week. I think they're going to be well prepared here. I love the Bengals. The Raiders dealing with a lot of problems. Their deep threat's gone. I know they picked up Deshaun Jackson. He's not Henry Ruggs. When Deshaun Jackson's on the field, they know exactly what's coming. When Henry Ruggs is on the field, you can disguise different things. So I definitely love Cincinnati here.
Maddie from the College Kids. Do you agree?
Nah, I mean, this game's a tough one for me. I don't really like much, like Rooster said. It's not my favorite game on the board. Cincy, I said at the beginning of this year that this is the best Cincy team we've seen in a long time, and I still hold that to be true. And I know the Raiders are dealing with some problems, but it's not one of my favorite games on the board.
Batman, you know more about Cincinnati than anybody. Do they win this game? Do they blow this team out? Are they disciplined enough to go out to Vegas and not party? I know we've heard some interviews from the coach saying there's a curfew on the team. Do they win this game?
Yeah, here's the only thing for me that's keeping this from being an absolute burial. I know 8 loves it. I know you guys love it, and I like it. They have the Steelers next week, all right? And notoriously, Cincinnati has underperformed when they have the Pittsburgh Steelers the following week. Without that, this is a burial on the Cincinnati side for me. So I'm going to play kind of a medium side. I like Cincinnati, at a pick at -1, -120 money line. I think that they have the better defensive line in the game. I think that's their biggest advantage with pressure on the quarterback. I think that they do not have the coach in Las Vegas to right the ship and have a voice to get these guys settled in, just like Philly Rooster had said. So I do like the Bengals here, and kind of a medium moderate play.
Don't the Raiders play on Thanksgiving this year? I think they play the Cowboys, don't they?
They do play the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. That is
Short
correct.
week for the Raiders. Yeah, I like the Bengals, man. I'm with 8 Ball. I like the Bengals here. I think they blow that team out. Let's go. Next game on the screen, 471, 472. Arizona travels to Seattle. Dave Mason from Bet Online. Is there any sharp money on a side or a total? And how's the public bet this one?
Some sharp on the total, on the under 49, currently 48. 67% of the actions on the Cardinals, 83% on the under.
Rooster, game's up to, Arizona -2.5. Total's down to 48, 47.5. Do you got an opinion on the side or a total here?
Yeah, I lean Seattle here at home. It's a tough place to play. I know Arizona's good, and they've won. I've been against them almost every week, and they've cost me a lot of money this year. Seattle's cost me money the other way. I thought they were better. I mean, Russ comes back last week. He couldn't do anything. There was some real bad officiating in that game. I know Pete Carroll used that as an excuse, and that's not like him. But the Seattle defense just isn't good like it usually is. I don't know what Pete Carroll's doing. But at home here, real tough place to play in Seattle. I lean Seahawks. I think this game, that the line's a little high. Hopefully I could bring on it. It's up to 2. I saw some 2.5 earlier today. I'll end up on Seattle here.
Let me go to 8 Ball. 8 Ball, do you agree with Rooster or you like the other side?
I don't love a side here, but I don't think Wilson's 100% healthy. Couldn't move the ball last week. He made a couple bad decisions. I don't think Murray's 100% healthy. I love the under in this one. It's a division game. I think that's the right way to play this one.
Under 48.5. Let me go to Matty from the College Kids. Who do you like?
I don't like anyone in this game. I mean, Seattle, they're dealing with some, injuries with Russell Wilson, and he didn't look that impressive when I watched him coming back from the injury. They're saying that he came back a little early. I don't know. This game's tough for me. It's more of a pass.
Batman?
Yeah, man.
Who do you like?
I got to know who's playing quarterback for Arizona first. I really believe that. The core of Arizona is significantly better than the core of Seattle this year. There is no question about that. I mean, Arizona is leaps and bounds better than Seattle. But if the first or second string guys, if they don't play and now we're down to the third string QB, it's a no play for me, man, especially in that environment. But, it's trending that Kyler Murray's going to play. I mean, he practiced again today. He practiced yesterday and today. but they haven't said anything. If Kyler Murray plays, I will be on the Arizona side for sure.
All right, next game on the screen should be a good one. Dallas at Kansas City. Total opened up 52.5, 56.5 at some shops. Betting lines at 56. Kansas City still laying 2.5 minus 15 cents. How are you betting this one, Dave?
Cowboys. Yeah, right now Cowboys about 60% on the Cowboys. 74% is on the over, including some sharp over 55.
Rooster, you back in Kansas City again this week, or are you taking the Cowboys to crush this fucking bad team?
Well, first of all, your memory never ceases to amaze me, which you just proved to the audience a minute ago. But I've been against the Chiefs in at least half the games this season. I told you they were overrated. Now, of course, after
You
you
said
made
that like in
comment,
week 8. You said that in week 8 after the first game.
of course, after you made that comment, I am on the Chiefs again this week. I mean, I can lay 2.5 on a Chiefs team that's finally coming into their own. Their defense is playing better. They're healthy. I think Mahomes got some confidence last week. He kind of changed after that one big pass at the end. The Cowboys are still smelling themselves. I mean, they got to travel for this game. It's a 4:25 start, which Andy Reid loves. Laying less than a field goal at home. Give me the Chiefs here. I know it's probably the square play, but I just like the Chiefs at home.
What about the total? I mean, they're betting it like they got newspaper. You like the over here or no?
I mean, the key number up in this range is 54. I obviously at this point the game's almost 57. I will go over 54, but I'm not going to mess around with those other numbers.
Let me go to April. April, you got a strong opinion on this one?
I love the Cowboys here. I think, they're a better offense. They're a better defense. I think Dak's played the position better than Mahomes has this year. I think the Chiefs wins. They came against, a bad Giants team, a Packers team without Aaron Rodgers, and a Vegas team just dysfunctional right now. I think the Cowboys are what the Chiefs used to be. I think, Cowboys are the play here, and I also like them alternate line.
Let me go to Maddie from the college kids. Do you agree? You like the Cowboys? You like the Chiefs?
I like the Cowboys here. They lost to two losses on the year. Denver with a hurt Dak. Tyron Smith was out and some other guys. And Tampa Bay, and they almost beat them. And Tampa Bay is still pretty damn freaking good. They've been awesome this year. They've been covering the spread, outperforming the market. This team's really good. And Kansas City is just not what it used to be. And now there might be some high winds in the team. We'll see during Sunday how the weather's going. But if there are high winds, it's going to affect Kansas City because they're a pass-heavy offense. Whereas, Dak, he can feed it to Zeke. He can feed it to Pollard. They can run down KC's throat. I like Dallas here. If I get the 3, great. If not, I'm taking the plus 2.5 still and money line. I love Dallas.
Batman, who do you like here?
I absolutely love, and my hotline is open again this week, Rooster. We're 1-1. We're 1-1. I got you the week before, and man, did you get me last week. But the hotline is back open. The Dallas offensive line is number 2 rated in the NFL, only giving up 14 sacks, 4.2% adjusted sack rate on the offensive line. That is the difference in this game right here. If Tyron Smith plays, the Cowboys are going to run the Chiefs out of that stadium. I'm telling you right now. The only way Kansas City can play defense is by blitzing every down. You saw that against Green Bay with their backup quarterback. You saw that last week in Las Vegas. You saw that against the Giants. When they have to play cover 2 shell, especially with this run game that's coming at them, Dallas eats them up. Dak Prescott slices them in half. I love Dallas. I'm with 8 on the alternate line, points, money line. Give it to me. I love it.
Wow. All right, let's go to the next game on the screen. Pittsburgh playing the Chargers. This guy line opened up 3. It's up to 6. It's starting to get 6.5. At better line, I'm seeing 5.5 minus 20. Total at 47. Dave Mason, how are you betting this one?
Chargers right now about 62% on the Chargers, 79% on the under. Nothing too sharp here yet.
All right, let me go to Rooster. Rooster, you like Pittsburgh here, or are you looking to bet the Chargers?
I like the Chargers beginning of the week when the line opened, and I didn't bet it. And now I'm kicking myself. But now I'm getting into territory where this line's too high. I think it's probably about right at 5 or 6. But if this game creeps up to 7, it's just a numbers bet for me. I would take a little +7.
Batman, who you like here? You like Pittsburgh or you like the Chargers?
I bet the Chargers at -3 when it popped. The only injury, one single player, in my opinion, this week that really decides a game is Minka Fitzpatrick. If Minka is not supposed to play because of COVID, there's still a small chance that he plays. It's very, very low percentage. Minka is their entire defensive setting guy in that backfield defense. If he doesn't play, I can't even tell you how many pass yards the Chargers are going to have in this game. It's going to be ugly for Pittsburgh, in my opinion.
Hey, Paul, do you agree with Batman?
I don't really love this game. I mean, if I could have got the Chargers at 3, I would have taken it, but obviously I missed that line. If it gets to 7, I think that's a good number for Pitt, but it's not a game that I love.
Maddie from the college kids, who do you like?
Yeah, we like the Chargers early. We took a little bit of that. Now it's at 6. I mean, I still kind of like them. Like Batman said, Minka Fitzpatrick, he's big for that defense, and I think that's a huge part here. You know, he doesn't play Herbert. He's going to start winging that ball down the field, and it's going to be a tough day for that Pittsburgh defense.
Yeah, I laid 3 on the Chargers. Anything under 7, I think Chargers blow this team out. Let's go next game on the screen. Monday Night Football, Giants at Tampa Bay. Double-digit home favorite, 11.5 at BetOnline. Totals at 50. Dave Mason, are they betting this game yet?
A little bit of cash on it. Nothing, not too much yet. Giants are getting most early action, 63%, and 64% on the under, currently 50.
Brewster, is Tom Brady the GOAT yet? Or no? Not yet?
He's getting close, actually. But 5 turnovers in 2 games now. I don't know if that's GOAT status. I got to look it up. My GOAT dictionary didn't say anything on 5 turnovers in 2 games. But I don't know. He's not playing well. He's making really bad throws and really bad decisions, and he's starting to look frustrated. He should only be frustrated at himself. These aren't like bang off of 3 players interceptions. These are right in the defender's hands interceptions. So I don't know. Double-digit favorites right now, the way the Bucs are playing. I'm taking the Giants here. I don't think they have a chance to win, but the way the last 3 weeks have gone, anything's possible. But give me +11, as much as I can get.
Well, let me go to April. I don't think Vita Vea's playing. Giants should be able to run the ball a little bit on that team. Is 11 points too much?
I like the Bucs here. I mean, I compare this game to when the Giants went to Dallas. Their defense could not handle all those weapons that Dallas threw at them. I think that's similar in this game. I don't think they're going to be able to cover the Bucs' weapons. It's a primetime game. The Bucs have lost 2 in a row. I think they come out angry and try to make a statement.
Let me go to Maddie from the college kids. Maddie, who do you like?
Yeah, Bucks coming off 2 losses. Giants. Quan Barkley's hurt for them. I think that's big for this Giants team. We'll see if he plays. He's been limited in practice, but they still haven't had Andrew Thomas back, so that's still affected them. I think the Buccaneers bounce back here. If I can get 10, then I'm gonna start on mood.
Batman, do you agree?
I don't have anything here yet, man. Tom Brady's upset. Did you see that press conference last week of the Redskins? Anybody got questions? I'm out. Historically, he's overperformed in these situations, right? I don't like their injuries. I think the reason they're not performing well on offense, I'm going to say it again, is Antonio Brown. I hate to say it, and I know that this is kind of a weird statement, but this is kind of like the Christian McCaffrey to the Carolina Panthers. Antonio Brown is their 3rd down guy. He is their sure possession receiver guy, and he hasn't played. And they've lost all these games he hasn't played. So, I mean, I'd lean Giants a little bit, but I don't have anything full in this game yet.
All right, let's wrap it up with the Thursday night ball game. New England, Atlanta, laying a big number here. It's up to 7. Totals at 47. Dave Mason from BetOnline. Is there any sharp money on this one?
Patriots early there was, not anymore at 7. Patriots are also getting the public action. 65% of the total cash is on the Patriots. 66% on the Patriots outright. 54% on the under. And teasers, Patriots are the popular side too. 66% of the teasers on the Patriots.
Now, then we go to Rooster. Rooster, you like Bill Belichick on the road here?
I do. He's got this team playing really well. Atlanta, you just do not know what you're going to get from this team. They play a little bit better at home, but I like the Patriots in this spot. I mean, the game kept creeping up. I wouldn't lay anything more than 6.5, and I'm seeing 7s in this game now. But definitely strong lean to Patriots.
Hey, Paul, who do you like here?
I like New England. We took them at 6. Bill Belichick's known for doubling your best weapon. I think they're going to double Pitts tonight, and they usually put their best corner on their offense's second best weapon. Well, Cordell Patterson's unlikely to play tonight. I don't think Atlanta's going to be able to score touchdowns when they get in the red zone, missing those weapons. So I like New England here. Take the 6.5.
Batman, who do you like?
Oh man, this is if there's a spot to bet against Bill Belichick, this is it, right? Thursday night, short week, rookie quarterback, not enough time to prepare. Arthur Smith, the coach, has faced them in big game situations and had big time success with the Tennessee Titans. My issue is all the injuries for the Atlanta Falcons. I'm sure that says Atlanta Falcons. I can't see it.
Can't see it.
I bet the Atlanta Falcons plus the 7. It's a medium-sized play. I think this is too many points on the road in a short week with this coach. I wish we had more weapons for Atlanta. It's not a monster, but I do lean Falcons a little bit here to give them a good game.
Yeah, I'm going against Rooster. I like Atlanta here, plus the 7 at home. If there's a spot they're going to stumble, this is it for New England. They're playing some great football. April has futures on them, over 9 wins. And I think you got a future on them to win the Super Bowl as well, right?
Plus 3,300.
3,300. Matty, did you chime in on this one?
I like the under. I think 8-Ball was right on point when he said Bill Belichick takes away your best weapon, Pitts, with Cordell Patterson now out, most likely. Atlanta's going to have a hard time on the offensive end, and New England likes to run the ball, but Atlanta's been solid throughout the year. If you look at opponent yards per rush attempt, I think they're ranked 11th or 10th in opponent yards per rush, if I'm not mistaken. I think this game goes under 47.5, and you get that key number before 47.
Let me go to Dave Mason before we wrap it up. What's your biggest liabilities if you know what they are and you don't get a brain cramp like I did earlier with 17,000 college basketball games going off? What's your biggest liability on college basketball futures this year?
College basketball. Geez. What the hell was it? Shoot, I can't. Man, I could break it. I think Zags, and I think the Zags are. I'd have to check that out. I think it's the Zags, maybe.
Zags, all right.
Yeah.
It's got to be right. Zags, Duke, the Michigans, right? Those teams.
Yeah, all that. I mean, we're all those teams up top. I mean, we have a red number on like the top 5 or 6 teams. I mean, that's all going to even out. That's the thing with college basketball. Not a lot of people bet it early, so everything's real manageable. There's nothing too alarming out there right yet. But college basketball, even the games. I mean, the action really doesn't pick up big time until football's over with, and that's when the futures action comes in. That's when the game action comes in. Only the serious college basketball guys are betting right now.
All right, Dave, let everyone know where they can find you and what kind of bonuses you got to bet online before we wrap up the show.
At Dave Mason BOL on Twitter, and get on over to betonline.ag. Sign up for an account. We have 100% bonus if you're using crypto, 50% for other methods. We got the earliest opening odds in the industry and the fastest payouts.
Let me go to Batman. Batman, you got any bonus plays for anyone out here?
Yeah, I got like a couple things. I love Utah this week against Oregon at home. I bet them at -3. I don't know if the line's up or not, but I like that. I also really like Clemson to beat Wake Forest this week. I bet that at the Open. I think that's a good spot for them. They have really underperformed, and I think that this is going to be their spot that they perform. I think they match up well from the defensive side and as size goes. So those are a couple things. I may have some UFC tomorrow. I don't have anything yet because I haven't studied.
Let me go to 8-Ball. 8-Ball, you got any bonus moves for people listening out there watching?
Sixers, Denver Nuggets tonight over 209. Over the last 4 games, Nuggets have number 1 offense in the league, offensive efficiency. And the Sixers are last in defense over the last 4 games. So I think it's definitely a good number. One of those late games that tend to be more scoring.
Maddie from the College Kids, you like anybody? Hold on. Freaking thing. Matt, can you hear me? No, I can't hear. How about Rooster? Rooster, you got any bonus plays for everyone out there?
Yeah, I like Air Force over Nevada this week. It's tonight at 9 or tomorrow night at 9:00. The line's creeping down now, and I'm going to put it out to my subs tonight. Grab +2 on Air Force if you can grab it.
Memphis Tigers 15-1 college basketball future. It's a freebie. I'll give out some more later on in the week. That's for all the guys listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Sorry about that brain cramp, man. I'm betting 17,000 college basketball games tonight, trying to do the show at the same time. Thanks, Dave Mason, for coming on. Rooster's
Thanks,
the best. He always lets you know when you fuck up, so that's why I love him. That man, thank you. 8-Ball, you're on fire in the NBA, and Maddie from the College Kids is killing college basketball. Have a great night, guys.